This is TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, and the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Over 2 million men worldwide choose Manscaped for all their below-the-waist needs. For those that love the Lawnmower 3.0, well, I got news for you. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. The new trimmer even allows you to customize your trim all through additional guards lengths, sizes 1 through 4. And looks-wise, it's sleek with a two-tone matte and gloss finish, even features a hot foil stamp, black chrome Manscaped logo. Show your more off loud and proud. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints, and you will save 20% off of the Lawnmower 4.0 as well as other Manscaped items. That's manscaped.com. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. Had to take y'all back, man. Had to go back to the crib with that one, man. Had to go back to the crib with that one. I like that, man. Let me go back. Let's do the intro again. Yes, sir, man. What's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Hope everybody is having a good day. Hope everybody is enjoying their Wednesday. It is the first of the month. Get up, get up, get up, get your checks and come up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. It is June 1st of 2022. And we got a good show lined up for you all. We're going to be talking about Jameis Winston, a.k.a. Limp Gate. Apparently, Jameis Winston has been walking with a limp, all right? Some of y'all probably understood why I put juvenile on the cover. Some of y'all probably won't. The only thing I can encourage you to do is check out more juvenile songs. But anyway, Jameis Winston, walking with a limp. Apparently, according to NBC Sports, also according to Yahoo Sports, that Jameis Winston at OTAs was walking around with a visible limp. That's right. A guy that has been removed from ACL surgery 7 months ago is walking with a limp. A guy who tore his ACL and had some damage to his MCL is walking with a limp. Who Dat Nation, this is what we have come to. This is where we're at this part of the offseason when people are desperate to try to find some things that's going on. Some people are trying to, find blood, see the sharks or, sense the blood in the water, so to speak. And if there isn't any blood in the water, then they're probably going to be throwing some red capsules in the water that bleed red blood, I guess. This is one of those cases where they're just throwing something out there and hoping that it sticks. Look, we understand that people don't like Jameis Winston. We understand that people look at Jameis Winston as being a failure. That's right. People look at him as being a failure. They look at him as not being good enough to be able to lead the New Orleans Saints. We've seen people like Stephen A. Smith go on First Take and talk about how the Saints can be good if they didn't have Jameis Winston. We hear about people talking about the interceptions he threw in Tampa. Heck, you even see some of these Saints fans out here that have been arguing in some of these chat rooms and some of these groups about how Jameis Winston is going to be the downfall of the New Orleans Saints. Look, Jameis Winston has done everything he possibly can to be thrown out there in OTAs. And I just think that the fact that Jameis Winston is out there throwing at OTAs is a testament to how this guy wants to be remembered. This dude wants to be remembered as a good quarterback. He doesn't want to be remembered for some of the things that people are trying to make him remembered for, right? This is a guy that has all the talent in the world, but for some apparent reason, people just feel like this dude is not good enough. Now, I understand it didn't work out in Tampa. I understand that the last time he was starting in Tampa, he threw a lot of interceptions. And I understand that you can continue to write about that over and over and over again and completely use that as ammunition to disrespect and undermine the New Orleans Saints. But the only thing I can say is I welcome it. I give them a round of applause, Who Dat Nation, because at this particular point, I do not care, okay? I just think that we're basically just out here, wasting our time, because we know that the national media will never give the New Orleans Saints the respect that they deserve. They will never give the Saints the benefit of the doubt like they have been giving some of these mediocre teams over the past 2 and 3 decades who have missed the playoffs, who have had bad coach after bad coach, who has had bad offenses, who has had bad defenses, but yet they still find a way to put those guys on television and write columns about them to justify their shortcomings. But the New Orleans Saints do not get that benefit of the doubt. And I'm okay with that, because you can continue to have the New Orleans Saints fly under the radar, but eventually this team has the ability to slap you right in the face with something I like to call reality. And that's something that some of us try to run away from, is some of us don't want to look in the mirror and see what's actually in front of us. That's fine. But sometimes reality has a way of slapping you in the face, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Jameis Winston walking with a limp is probably the most obvious thing that you can possibly ever just think of. It's like me trying to look across the room when all of you know that I wear glasses, right? Oh, he couldn't see across the room because I wear glasses. It's pretty obvious. If I don't have glasses on, I'm not going to be able to see across the room. I'm going to be able to see, certain things, but I'm not going to be able to use the full effect of my vision without my glasses. You get what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense, okay? It's like writing an article about on Monday, no mail showed up. Of course, no mail showed up because it's Memorial Day. It's a national holiday. It's pretty obvious that the mailman isn't going to run because it's a government holiday, right? And they work for the government. So what are we talking about? Oh, it's a federal holiday. They work for the federal government. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's pretty obvious that the guy was going to be walking with a limp. It is obvious that it's going to take a little bit more time for him to get back to being 100%. But the last time I checked, you still have a few more weeks in order, to get training camp involved and also for the regular season to happen in September. I say that the dude has plenty of time. He has plenty of time to go out there and be able to recover. I mean, he's way ahead of schedule when it comes to the rehabilitation process. So I don't understand why people are wasting their time and writing these articles and these hit job articles at this point about this guy. And you even got him talking about quarterback alternatives, people like Baker Mayfield and Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, the dude hasn't even taken a snap yet. Why are we not having these type of conversations when it comes to the Cowboys? I mean, Dak Prescott played like hot slow. I mean, his ankle almost got tore off, if you want to be honest with you. I'm glad that the brother is playing, but we all know that he haven't been playing up to snuff. How many times have we seen Dak Prescott win 13 games only for his team to go into the playoffs and him to lay an egg and be responsible for a loss? But nobody pays attention to that type of stuff, do they? So it's never going to happen, because there are some articles that are going to be written, and there are going to be some pundits out there that are going to be adamant about keeping some of these individuals in the limelight, and they're going to be completely dismissive of others. And one of those people they're being dismissive about is Jameis Winston. So That's the way it goes, man. That's the way it is, right? Jameis Winston walks with a limp, and everybody just loses their freaking minds. I'm good with that, man. Jameis Winston has done an outstanding job, and I just think that him being out there is a testament to the teammate, the human being, and the leader that he is. But let me go ahead and read some of your comments. I ask that everybody just go ahead and hit that like button. I have 117 people watching this as of right now live, so I'm just asking that everybody hit the like button. Let everybody know that you enjoyed the content of the State of the Saints podcast. But let me go ahead and start with some of the comments we have here. I go to Back to Black and Gold. It says, report from folks that never had to wear a leg brace, shaking my head like, fam, nobody is going to walk right with that thing on. Like I said, it's one of those play on words when it comes to article titles, right? I mean, look, I'm experienced in that now. You know what I'm saying? I just finished writing an article that's going to come out, I want to say around 5 today, right? And me and the editor, shouts out to Lee of Who That Dish, she was talking about, me changing the title to make it sound more appealing. You know what I'm saying? To talk about, some of the topics and make sure that it's more appealing, more gravitating. I mean, people do that, right? They're not going to put why, right? They're not going to say Jameis Winston walks with a limp because he's wearing leg brace. They're not going to put that in there because they want you to read what they got to say, man. They want you to read the information that they're putting out there, So a lot of these topics are just trying to grab your attention. I mean, they're not going to say it because of a leg brace. That'd be too obvious, and it'll be open and shut case, right? You know what I'm saying? Open, grand opening, grand closing. But these people, they want you to listen to what they have to say. They want you to read it. They want you to listen to it. They want you to click on it. So I understand why they did it, but, it is what it is. Woo, TJ, much love, homie. Nola, what's going on, man? Appreciate you for being here. Lord says nobody don't want Baker. Jameis will never catch a break with the media. Lord, that's true. I mean, but we're not going to be looking. You shouldn't be looking for Jameis to get a break from the media because it's not going to happen. It's probably going to happen. It would have to be like one of the situations that happened with Matthew Stafford. It was like, when a media person has to come to grips with the fact that they were wrong. And shouts out to a guy that I enjoy listening to, very entertaining guy, great writer in his own right, Mr. Rob Parker. Rob Parker, he was everybody know what Rob Parker is. He does a show with Chris Broussard. He contributes, on Fox Sports 1. He for years was talking about Matthew Stafford and, referring to him, calling him Stat Pafford, saying that all he do is pat stats, and he never really won anything, but he had to come to grips with all the stuff that he said when Matthew Stafford won the Super Bowl. And then when people was telling him he needed to apologize, he got mad and got upset because it was finally time for him to say, I was wrong. So a lot of these guys are never going to be that way. They're always going to try to find wiggle room to get themselves out of situations where they put their foot in their mouths. Rather it's them, trying to, beat around the bush, them trying to move the goalpost, or one of my favorites, when they get enough, of a name, they start to get interns and they have the intern script, the internet of all the columns that they wrote. So we can't have anything to validate, oh, you said this. Well, when I said it, because that's what they do, man. But that's what Jameis is going to have to do. He's going to have to make a lot of people eat their words and make them look ridiculous, even having a conversation like he's not good enough to win in the National Football League. Let's see. Let me stroll up a little bit. I want to make sure that I ain't forgetting nobody. Okay, I only can go so far. I apologize, man. So if you don't hear your comments, because I only can go up so far. Skyzilla said, this is why I don't listen to national sports media when it comes to the Saints. Man, I don't really listen. I mean, I know what's going on because I have to. I gotta listen. But I don't listen to a point where I don't like to listen because I don't want some of that information to trickle into my thought patterns. And, I try to stay away from that. I try to I listen, to a lot of people. I listen to a lot of people and what they have to say about the Saints. But I don't I don't really listen as frequently as I should, because it's not because I don't think they're good, but because I don't want it to affect what I'm trying to do. But for the most part, I understand what television is all about. Now you can't tell me. Like, I understand that I'm not on television technically, but I'm into broadcasting, right? Y'all see me right now. I'm at the radio station, and I understand about wanting to be entertaining and ratings and looking at numbers every quarter and having sponsors and all that kind of stuff, and people that relying on you to be able to bring in the audience. And a lot of these guys, they're loud and obnoxious, and they come with these hot takes and these ridiculous, this ridiculous information, because they want you to watch. They want you to like it. They want you to follow it. They want you to share it, whether you believe it or not. So they're going to say those things because it's all about entertainment at the end of the day. They look at it as entertainment, So that's the way it goes. Colin says they need to trade for Baker. Well, I mean, like I said, it's about hot takes, man. It's about hot takes, and it's about, it's about, coming up with information that's going to get people to gravitate to what you're actually doing. And also, it has a lot to do with the fact that these guys are so established and so successful that sometimes they can be so high up, they in altitude, they in the clouds, and you can't see what's on the ground. So they rely on a lot of these interns and a lot of these assistants to give them information that they feel like can be, something that can be, great, a great take, or, great information they can give out. So a lot of the times when we listen to these guys, they don't be knowing what the heck they talking about, and it be their real thoughts and feelings, but it be based on what's been told to them. We did an exercise, and I move on after I say this. When I was in college, shouts out to Jackson State University, I was in a class called Interpersonal Communications. And, my professor, Dr. Mark G. Henderson, he did an exercise where we had 32 people in a class, right? And he started a rumor, and he whispered in a first-person ear. And the job was for each person, to whisper what Dr. Henderson was telling. Would tell the first person. So by the time it got to person number 32, I mean, it was so convoluted and ridiculous that it was absolutely nothing, remotely, close to what he said. So a lot of this information that have been given to these people, has basically been spent so many different times. And, if you have yourself a spin doctor, a person that gets relayed information, and then all of a sudden they, I can't say it like that. That's not too entertaining. I know I can make this work in my favor and make it entertaining. So, I mean, you got a lot of that going on, man. You got a lot of that going on. What's up, Jamie G, checking in on his vacation. Hope your day is good. Man, shouts out to Jamie G, man. Shouts out to you, man. Fred brother in the building. Shouts out to you, man. Hope you're enjoying your vacation, man. It's a beautiful day out here in South Carolina. I don't know where you're at right now, but hope you're enjoying yourself. And shouts out to your wife, man. Tyrell Richardson says it might be the knee brace. I don't think it might. It is the knee brace. Already read that. Baker who? Look, I'm not going to disrespect Baker Mayfield because I feel like that would be hypocritical for us to say these things. We can't say on one hand, man, nobody want Baker Mayfield, because you got to look at some people saying the same thing about Jameis Winston. And that's giving them validation, right? It's giving them validation when you say stuff like, oh, man, we don't want him. Because like I said, at one time, nobody wanted Jameis Winston, it seems. So I know this dude can play the game of football. I'm talking Baker Mayfield. I know he has the talent, the ability to get the job done. And I just think that'd be wrong on one hand for me to look at a quarterback in Jameis Winston who everybody basically done washed their hands and given up on one hand, and then turn around and be like, man, Baker Mayfield, he's slow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that, because I feel like the same situation has happened with Baker Mayfield. It's an organization that has given up on the guy when he has talent. Like, Baker didn't forget about playing football. I think in the right circumstance, just like Jameis, Baker Mayfield can be a playoff quarterback. I think he can be a leader, and I think he can win a lot of games. Oh, that's what they've been saying on the first of the month. So, yeah, it's the first of the month. Get your checks and come up. That's what they're saying. Let's see. Ricky Johnston, he's going to fool some people this season. I think a lot of people are waking up to what the Saints can possibly be. I see people being critical of the team, but I also see individuals giving them their respect for what they're putting together this offseason and what they can possibly be as a team. So I will say that. At least we have a veteran backup. Yeah, I mean, Andy Dalton, he's been around the league for quite some time. He has some success with the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know, man. I think he can right the ship. As far as like winning anything like Super Bowl or something like that, nah. If Jameis was out, had to miss a couple games, maybe 3 or 4 games, I think that Andy Dalton can do enough to get you, a few wins. But as far as Super Bowl, nah, I don't see that. What team in 2022 is not recovering from injuries? I mean, quite a few, but you have to look at the positions at that point, Jules. It's not just about teams recovering. It's about what position is recovering. When you look at the quarterback position, that's the most important position, in the NFL. I mean, if you don't have a signal caller, you don't have a quarterback guy that's able to make plays and set up some of these playmakers in order for them to be effective, then, I mean, you ain't got nothing. Offensive line, same way, right? I mean, you missing a kicker or something like that, what I'm saying? That'll really take you back. But, I mean, I can't really just say kicker's not that important, but they're not as important as a quarterback, all right? We know kickers are important. I mean, we seen how many kickers had to go through the organization last year, but it depends on the position, right? And it's a very important position, the quarterback position, when he's not available. Thank you, Tyrell. Exactly. I'm good with that. Go ahead and count us out. Yeah, count me out. I don't care. Sometimes, you fly under the radar. It makes it I won't say make it easier, but it makes it better because nobody expecting for you to do anything. Who that, TJ and family? Let's smash that like button. I appreciate that, Chemo. Thank you, man. He's got 2.5 months till regular season. He will be good by then. I agree. Do you think Lamar Jackson is going to sign the contract? Yeah, I think he'll sign the contract because he in a good spot. He in a good spot right here. And Lamar Jackson is talented. Like, he's extremely talented, but there's not a lot of teams that are just going to commit to the offense, that's like that, right? I'm saying? Lamar Jackson, he can throw the football, but he's more effective in that RPO game, in the short passing game. And there's not many teams in the NFL that is all about big plays and 60-yard bombs down the field, and especially some of the arguments we have here on the show. Oh, he can't throw the ball down the field. We ain't throwing the ball down the field. Why are we not throwing the ball down the field? That seems like that's very important. And when you lose a guy like Hollywood Brown, right, he goes to Arizona, and you got Rashad Bateman out there, a guy that's probably, on the borderlines of kind of a, light version of Mike Thomas. You can catch those like little short passes and stuff like that. They basically said that we're committed to you. Like, we're getting receivers that fit your skill set. We got a really good tight end in Mark Andrews. And then you got the defense. They spend so much money in the offseason getting guys, on the defensive side of football and strengthening up their secondary. So I think he's going to sign it because I don't think many teams are going to do what the Baltimore Ravens have done for him. And it might be one of those situations if he doesn't sign. it might not work in his favor, man. Jameis Winston probably don't even really need to play in the preseason and get ready for September. Yeah, I mean, look, he played maybe he played one game, right? Played one game, well, 2 games in the preseason. He played in the game versus the Baltimore Ravens when him and Taysom Hill was splitting the snaps. Baltimore, Taysom started that game. Jacksonville, Jameis started that game. You know, he went, 9 of 10? You know what I'm saying? 2 touchdowns and went to go sit down somewhere. So, and then, you know, of course, the hurricane hit. They didn't play the Cardinals in that 3rd game, and they just came right out in a neutral site and played the Green Bay Packers. So he didn't have too much preseason time. He didn't have too many snaps. So might be one of those cases as well. I want to acknowledge those that donated. King Arthur, thank you very much for the $5. Says, TJ, do people not know that a brace causes a limp because of discomfort? It's expected with this kind of injury. Look at what he's doing on the field. I find it very funny that when they mentioned this, and I'm talking NBC Sports, they referred to Nick Underhill saying this, but Nick Underhill, and shouts out to him, came out and said, you know, he could have been limping due to the knee brace. So they did not, you know, add that little nugget into the conversation. You know, it's rather, oh man, he walking with a limp. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know if, but I'm starting to believe. I'm serious. I'm starting to believe that the NFL and some of these writers are putting these hit jobs on the New Orleans Saints to try to get people more comfortable and confident at watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because they feel as if by, I don't want to say demeaning, but not even belittling, but putting these little hit jobs out like, the Saints aren't going to be a threat. It makes people more confident about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know, man. Maybe it's a conspiracy with Vegas or something like that. Maybe people, you know, they want to see. Maybe in the back of their minds, they know that the New Orleans Saints are better than Tampa, and maybe they know that the New Orleans Saints are coming. And by putting this information out here, I don't know, man. I'm being a conspiracy theorist right now. But putting this information out and discrediting the New Orleans Saints, it will make people jump on board of Tampa. And then if the Saints end up winning the division, Vegas get more money because you have more people out here that actually chose Tampa over the New Orleans Saints. I don't know, man. Because I'm just wondering to myself, there's no way in the world that you can watch a football team beat another football team 4 out of 5 times and continuously pick that team to beat that team decisively and continue to say that this team is just going to be so much better than this other team. I don't know how you can do that. I just don't. You know, it's almost like getting punched in the face countless times, and you like staggering on the ground, barely can get your head up, and you know, like, man, you ain't do nothing to me. Like, it's kind of like that's what they saying, you know, like, just because you saying you ain't do nothing to me and you ain't feel it don't mean that your face doesn't look like, you know, processed cow meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Saints have beaten these guys on countless occasions, and it's like as if it didn't happen. Like, even when it does happen, it's like it's always about what Tampa didn't do versus what the Saints did to Tampa. And the games don't even be close. Like, it be like beatings. Like, it don't be by field goals. It don't be by like a luck of the draw. Like, it be so decisive. And it's clear cut who the better team is. But it's like they don't care. So I'm just like, man, there got to be a reason as to why people just turn a blind eye, you know, to the fact that the Saints have had Tampa's number. Piano Dean, thank you very much for $5. Says, TJ still looking to meet you some night this summer at Croc Rock. I will play the Saints go marching in immediately. Who that? Piano Dean, thank you so much. Man, soon we get a babysitter, man. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a babysitter out here, man, when it's just me and my wife. But definitely, man, next time I get an opportunity, definitely want to go out there and spend a little time with you, man. It'll be fun. Let's see, 5,000 yards with a bad eye along with 4 coaching systems he already did what your favorite quarterback didn't. Good point. But people won't give him credit for that. It's all about what they didn't do, you know. I mean, like I said, they're going to continue to blow up and amplify those turnovers to say that he's not good enough. I wouldn't mind having Baker as a backup, but I think Andy could get it done. Man, Baker Mayfield does not deserve to be anybody's backup. Dude deserves to be a starter. And my thing is, man, who in the heck do the Cleveland Browns think they are? Like, who are y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, right? Deshaun Watson, we were in the sweepstakes, right? I mean, it might be a good idea based on what the information has come out about him recently, but you were a snake-bitten, sorry, pathetic franchise that didn't win a game before this dude came to you first pick overall. The reason you actually won your first game, he was the quarterback on Thursday night. Now, he was good enough. He was good enough to do all that, right? And give y'all a little bit of credibility and respect. But then all of a sudden, like, y'all just going to toss this man to the side like he's nothing. Like, I just think that we have to be careful with this, man. Sometimes, man, organizations, they have that power, man. They got that power to completely destroy a player. And if we're not careful and not read between the lines and not look at what we actually see, we'll become a victim of those writings, of those hit jobs. Baker Mayfield deserves to be a starting quarterback. I don't know for what team, but you ain't about to tell me that Baker Mayfield is not better than Drew Lock. You're not about to tell me that Baker Mayfield couldn't beat out Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. You ain't about to tell me that if he came down to Miami that he couldn't beat out Tua Tagovailoa. You ain't about to tell me that, man, because I don't believe you. Even with the Jets, he can beat out Zach Wilson. Nah, bro. This dude is good enough to be a starting quarterback in the league. And the fact that they throwing this man like he a backup, like quarterbacks early in their careers didn't start out little shaky and then lived up to their potential as they became pros. I'm not buying that, man. That dude good enough to be a starting quarterback in the league. And anybody that feels that way, I just say if they feel otherwise, cut the TV off, because this dude can play. And the Cleveland Browns was a train wreck, a disaster, an absolute disaster. As an organization, they were terrible. I'm trying to read comments and trying to formulate words. Now Roger Goodell, just like Tom, that was his fanboy. I don't know if that's it or not. I don't know. Shut them down 9-0 in Raymond James. Man, these boys have scored 3 points in 2 years in a home stadium against the New Orleans Saints. Three points in 2 seasons in Raymond James. Let that sink in. This is your home, and you are only able to muster up 3 points in 2 seasons. Joe Mixon, Tim Tebow beat the Steelers in the playoffs too. Joe Manick. Yeah, I mean, look, Tim Tebow wasn't, the quarterback that he thought he was. And maybe if he would have ended up taking the Taysom Hill route, he probably would have still been in the league. But I don't know, man. Tim Tebow is Tim Tebow. Like, dude, the nicest guy in the world and always going to land on his feet. I played with a lot of guys who limped with a knee brace. Who dat, everyone? Empty-minded gaming. Thank you for being here. You said, amen. Real talk, Baker is not trash. He needs to be put in the situation. Yeah. And they might have to end up going back to him. But me, if I'm Baker, man, I'm staying at home. I don't care how much I'm getting. I don't care how much I'm getting fined. Because that's why honestly, they're not really constantly pursuing Baker Mayfield, That's why they're not trying to shop him. That's why they're not trying to release him. It has absolutely nothing to do with the money. It has everything to do with the fact that the allegations that have come out for Deshaun Watson, and now they're getting a little bit nervous because there's a possibility that Deshaun Watson may not be with the team for the entire year. And then all of a sudden, like, what we gonna do? Well, we got Baker in the room. Oh my! Look who come crawling back. I wouldn't go there. I'll be like, look, I'm staying at the house. And I understand people going to be like, well, he losing money, but, man, they wouldn't get nothing out of me. What if Deshaun Watson gets suspended like 8 games, then Baker Mayfield get traded before the start of the season? They're screwed. Well, if he gets traded, I would hope that the Cleveland Browns aren't that inept to a point where they won't just keep this dude around, just to see what will happen with Deshaun Watson. Because I think that the league is going to try to deal with this situation as swiftly as possible. I mean, I've seen the Real Sports interviews with the ladies that accused him of sexual assault. I seen it. I got to tell you, it didn't make me feel comfortable at all. It's not my place to say who's lying and who's telling the truth, but there's not a good look, and I think that this is on time, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is on time, and it's not going to surprise me if they have more allegations going to come out on him, because now they're trying to turn up the heat because the season is starting to get close, and the more people are starting to turn on their televisions, turn on their phones, and hear about football once again as the NBA season is starting to wane down a little bit. People are going to start like really paying attention to what's going on, and outrage mixed with fake outrage is going to reign supreme, right? It's going to be, I cared about this situation so much now that the NBA Finals is over, now that nothing else is going on. Now they know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing, so might need Baker sooner rather than later. Tom Brady is the great white hope for the NFL. They don't see the writing on the wall. Saints have kicked their behinds, kicked the you-know-what out of Brady. He has not learned his lesson yet. He will week 2. He's out of there. Who that? Reginald, look, Tom Brady going to always be the face of the NFL. He's always going to be a legendary quarterback, and as long as he's in the league, they're gonna continue to elevate him because, I mean, the dude is successful. You know what I'm saying? He's the most successful quarterback to ever play the game, right? Winning 7 Super Bowls, bringing a snake-bitten franchise like Tampa a championship, and keeping them in playoff contention the first 2 seasons he was there. So they're going to continue to sing his praises, and he's done so much winning is kind of ridiculous, I guess, in people's eyes to say anything negative about him, But I don't know, man. I think that the Saints have his number. If Winston is limping in August, we might need to get Baker Mayfield. Well, I think it had a lot to do with the knee brace. But if that is the case, yeah, you might want to go and look for another quarterback. Baker Mayfield for sure is a starter. I just feel that way. Yep, true. Panthers can use him. I don't know, man. I think they got Matt Corral. I think Matt Corral is the future of the Carolina Panthers. I do. There was a lot of talk out there that was saying that he possibly could have been with the New Orleans Saints. And I think that he can be a talented quarterback. I mean, he's a leader. He has a good, decent arm. He's able to move out of the pocket. So you might be seeing Matt Corral sooner rather than later. I think they're happy with him because Sam Darnold definitely, to me, this is do or die right here. But it's kind of hard because an organization already basically showed you, okay, man, we drafted this quarterback. And, he was one of those guys that was mentioned like top quarterbacks in the draft of this draft. And I understand only one quarterback was drafted in the first round. I understand all that, but we know that one of these, two of these quarterbacks are going to pan out for an organization. Me, I think Willis is because Ryan Tannehill is insecure. I think so. On that alone, Willis is going to end up being the starting quarterback. I think that Tannehill kind of showed himself, and you can tell like he's not that sure about himself. Not if you're going to go to a press conference and say, man, I ain't going to do nothing to help him, this young quarterback, or you just have to look at the coaches. That just tell you right there, he must feel this dude has all the skill set that is needed in order for him to be successful, and he's intimidated by it. Baker not beating Kirk. Now, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't take it that far. I know Kirk Cousins has some bright spots, but man, Kirk Cousins is average at best. I mean, even his overall record indicates that. I think he has the same amount of wins and losses, okay? I mean, it don't get more mediocre than that, okay? So I ain't about to sit up here and say if they had a quarterback competition, Baker Mayfield couldn't beat out Kirk Cousins. I'm ticked off Tampa got Akeem Hicks. Not me, I like Akeem Hicks a lot, and I wrote about it. He was a part of the two free agents that I feel would be a good fit for the Saints, but I don't think it's a coincidence. Akeem Hicks does not like the New Orleans Saints. He does not like the organization. It's apparent that what happened years ago between he and Sean Payton in the Saints organization, him getting traded to the New England Patriots left a bad taste in his mouth. And look, I can't blame the guy. I wasn't there. I don't know why he feels the way that he does, but he's well within his rights. So I guess he feels like if I can go to a team that plays the Saints twice a year, I can get my payback. And if I can be one of the blockers of them, reaching their success, reaching their goals, Super Bowl, playoffs, then let me do that and make some money in the process. So maybe Baker Mayfield needs to go somewhere else like Jameis Winston did, fresh start. Yeah, I agree. I thought he would have been well like in Indianapolis or something like that before they got Matt Ryan. Frank Wright is very underrated as a coach. But going somewhere like it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if Baker Mayfield end up like somewhere like Miami or something like that in the future. It would not surprise me at all. Might even end up in Seattle. All depends on how Drew Lock plays. But to me, I don't know if Seattle kind of phoned it in. Like I don't know what's going on up there. Like it's obvious that you needed to replace a guy like Russell Wilson, and you think Drew Lock gonna do that? Like, not happening. Jameis always kind of walk with a limp though. The Browns are good without Baker. Jacoby Brissett can run the show. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett, a solid backup quarterback, can win you a couple games. I mean, I wouldn't play the whole season with him, but he is limping. Time to cut his leg off. The media is so stupid. I can't wait to see Winston shut these people up. Yeah, I mean, let them talk. Let them talk, man. Just let them talk. Browns is trash like we was when Bobby Abear played. Point TJ. Oh, look. The Saints weren't trash when Bobby Abear was there. They had one of the best defenses in the league. Now, there was some growth for offense, but they were really good. They were a good team, because they had that vaunted defense and they had a really good running game. So I don't know, man. I just think that I really just feel like let's go back to Baker Mayfield. I just feel like Baker Mayfield just needs a breath of fresh air. I do. I think that was going to help him out tremendously. Let me see. And Drew Brees and Jared Cook, the only reasons Tampa won in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, Drew Brees was not ready for that game. I think it was commendable that he played, but he still was hurt. And he was out there. I don't know, man. I get it. I understand it. But I don't know. If you're offensive liability, I think that, that should have been considered. I get why he played. I get it. I know why he did it. He played because he didn't want to go into the playoffs if the Saints end up winning. You know what I'm saying? Winning it all. And let's just say, for example, they go to the Super Bowl. He end up playing and they win or something. Like, people going to be like, yeah, but he didn't play in the playoffs. And they feel like they'll probably put asterisks by it. Look, great players want to play, right? But they also care about their legacy. I don't care how great of a player you are. I don't care if you say the right things, do the right things, all these different things. Like, look, you care about your legacy. You care about what people think about you. And I say that all the time. Like, great players have egos. They have egos. Drew Brees have an ego. Like, you ain't about to tell me that he don't. Like I said, in that Minnesota Vikings wild card game, when Taysom Hill threw the pass deep to Deontay Harris, and he had that big, deep 55-yard pass down the field. All of a sudden, here comes Drew Brees, try to do the same thing and end up getting intercepted. So don't tell me that players don't have ego. Drew Brees didn't throw a deep pass all season long. All season long. He barely threw a pass past 20 yards. So he definitely cares and thinks about what people, feel about him. Might not be to the extent of some players, but he does. Ask Jarvis how he feels about big walking with a limp doesn't mean anything. A person could be hurt temporarily because of the extreme conditions. Nothing Empton salt can't fix. Well, he tore his ACL. Empton salt ain't fixing that. Okay, he's gonna take some more rehabilitation and all that kind of stuff. But it might be a while. They're going to push the court back with Alvin per the Saints record this year. Heard it first. Yeah, they're going to wait till the playoffs. Close to the playoffs of the Saints in playoff contention and be like, let's go ahead and suspend them. Sue is out there. I want to know how much he asking for. If Ndamukong Suh is out there, leave him out there. Leave him out there, okay? He had an opportunity to re-sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Why that didn't happen? I don't know why it didn't happen. When I played football, I walked with a limp after practice, but I was ready to play game day. Sometimes, that happens, man. Sometimes somebody hit you in the knee. Sometimes you can be recovering from surgery. It takes a while. Might be walking with a limp, but that don't mean anything. It don't mean that you won't be able to play, and that don't mean that we should be worried about your progress. I don't understand why he got mad. He got traded to the Patriots. Wasn't like he got traded to a crappy team. Probably because of why. It was because apparently he spoke up in the locker room about the Saints, as a team. And Sean didn't like that. He didn't like it. So he ended up shipping them out because he likes to keep things behind closed doors. He don't like to have the media have too much information. And Sean likes to be in control. And that means that he got to get rid of you. That's just what he does. Jacoby going to end up replacing Deshaun if he makes one more massage appointment. I think his massage days are over, man. I just think that a lot of these allegations are coming because of, some things that he did in the past. If you're still going to the massage parlor after all this, then your boy might need more than a $240 million contract. Your boy might need a rubber room. You know what I'm saying? Might need a rubber room at your local psychiatric facility, because there's no way I'm stepping foot in nobody massage parlor if 22, now 23 women have accused me of foul play. Okay, you gotta be insane, right? You gotta be insane. But I don't think he really stepped into massage parlors, to be honest with you. What it sounds like to me, he was soliciting masseuse treatments via social media, via Instagram, right? He was sliding into the DMs of these promising, masseuse. Rather, they started their own massage company. Rather, They're out here, just trying to make a living, trying to, do whatever. He slid into their DM. So he wasn't walking into the heaven on earth besides baller, and he wasn't trying to do that. He was solicited from, off social media. Roger, thank you very much for $2. Says it looks like he has a knee immobilized on. Yeah, look, man, I just think that the knee brace causing him to limp. Baker has 3 brothers ahead of him. I know he ticked. I don't think so, man. He don't strike me as that type of person. Like Baker Mayfield, he don't strike me as a person that cares about a person being a brother. I think he just upset at the fact that like he's on the outside looking in, and I would be, especially if I got drafted by the Browns and y'all didn't win a game before I got there. I would be upset. I don't blame him. If the Saints lose only 3 games this year, we are going to the Super Bowl. Those are my predictions. Who that family? Well, if they lose only 3 games, they should go to the Super Bowl. Kamara had the right to defend himself. Oh, man. I just think that Alvin Kamara, the way he moves is a blessing and a curse. Like, people will see Alvin Kamara walking throughout the city by himself. Like nobody with him. Like, just walking around aimlessly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he just regular Joe Blow. But it's a curse also, man, because in situations like that, you don't have a team around you that would be able to, allow cooler heads to prevail or get the problem away from the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have protection around you, man, when you're a player of his magnitude. And it's unfortunate that he, didn't do that. Man, they talk about the Saints because they're scared of the Saints. I don't think they're scared of them. I just think that they just don't want to give these guys no credit. What's good, SOTS family? Shout out to the host, brother TJ. Salute to you, brother. Look, I appreciate that, Kai. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Jules says, I wouldn't deny the charge and disappeared. Let's see. I'm back. Going on, Jerry. Just a damn shame. All the fame and money for what? Common sense is priceless. Yeah, I don't understand that, man. I was like, man, these are allegations, but if the allegations are true, why is this man moving like he broke? I'm just saying. Now, I'm not saying that this is right, and please, do not make, think that I'm supporting this. But you have millionaires out here, and I was talking to my wife a couple of days ago, and I was talking about the Tiger Woods documentary, and it was talking about how Tiger Woods would take these trips to Las Vegas, and he would have these madams, right? And these madams would be wranglers, and they would ask Tiger Woods, like, what type of women you into? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want them big? Tall, short? You know what I'm saying? Like, what color? All these different things. You know what I'm saying? To be discreet about the situation. Now, it's pretty obvious that the dude has a sex problem. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious that the dude has an issue with that, okay? If you're going to do that, you know what I'm saying, why not do it discreetly and, you know what I'm saying, in the best way where it can be seen as consensual as you say that it is. If you're going to do that, I'm just saying. But dude moving like he broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you on Instagram and stuff like that, man, looking at, pictures and stuff like that, and like, man, I wish he could massage me. Come on, dude. You just signed like one of the biggest contracts in NFL history with the Texans. And then all of a sudden, like, you still on your phone, man, sliding into somebody's DMs for a possible rendezvous where nobody knows where you're going. You barely even know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? GPS is telling you, turn left on Central Avenue. Like, come on, man. Like, why are we moving like that, man? Why are we moving like that? Come on, man. Siri should not be telling you how to get to a house of somebody that you just slid into their DMs. Not when you're a high profile, one of the faces of the NFL. Like, come on, man. You got to do better than that, bro. The knee brace will make you limp. Believe me, I have had ACL surgery. I wear my brace a lot. I walk with a limp. Yeah, man. Look, all those that went out there that probably dealt with ACL surgeries, you probably know it better than most. And you probably understand why. This is the first time I think you're going to see so many Saints names in the crowd. We loaded. Think I'm going to rock with that number 7 Hill. Well, sounds good, man. You know, I mean, your name is John Gill, Wayne Taysom Hill, you know. Gill rhymes with Hill. Sounds good to me. Massage parlors would not touch him. Tell him to get out. Watson got issues. Glad Saints did not get him. Who that family? Best deal for the Saints. Who that family? Yeah, Reginald, look, it's looking pretty obvious, man. I just, man, it ain't a good look. It ain't a good look. I'm just wondering why this man moving like he broke. That's all I want to know. Like, why is he moving like your local college sophomore or junior or something like that? You know, trying to solicit women. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, hey, why are you moving like that? Why are you moving like somebody that, you know, why are you moving like people that, you know, I'm looking on Tinder, like looking on, like, why are you moving like that, bro? You got enough money to make this thing as discreet as you want it to be. Like, looking at, man, sounds like he thought he was Mike Lowry. Man, even Mike Lowry don't move like that, okay? Okay, he ain't moving like that. When you coming to New Orleans, TJ, I should be there in a couple of months, man. I'm going to come down in a couple of months, probably fly down there, hang out. So it'll probably be in a few months. So I'll let you know. I'm definitely trying to get a trip down there. I like my women like my coffee, cold and bitter. Oh, man. He would be our chef. I wait 24/7. I don't think he that bad. I don't know. I don't think he that bad. But man, you can't be moving like that, man. This man on Instagram. Like, come on, man. Come on. TJ, 2 grand jurors declined to bring any charges on Deshaun Watson. I'm not saying he did it. Like, that did not come out of my mouth. I said, if you're going to do what he did, do it as discreetly as possible. You know, like I said, the whole Tiger Woods situation. Tiger Woods, before all the stuff came out with him and Elon, you know what I'm saying? Him crashing into a tree. Like, Tiger Woods would take these trips to, like, Las Vegas. You know, he would have, like, this lady he'll work with would wrangle up women of his liking. You know what I'm saying? He had this problem for years, but he would be discreet about it. You know, in some cases he wasn't as discreet, but for the most part, he was discreet. You know, but with Deshaun Watson, man, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if the man must got a confidence problem or something like that. He don't think that he can just walk up to a woman, like, how you doing? He had a fiance, if I'm not mistaken, or still has one. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. That is not the way to move. Jameis walking with a lean. They don't understand. Think he's Baker Mayfield or something. Saints, Dolphins. At least we get to see Jameis out there, OTAs participating. Yeah, I think that may be a shot at somebody, but I'm going to just leave it at that. Taysom Hill wouldn't make it out of training camp. I don't think Taysom Hill was at training camp. I don't think he was at training camp. No matter how you look at it, Watson is a weirdo. Yeah. It looked bad, right? It looked bad. But let me ask you this. What if Deshaun Watson came out here and said, I didn't do this, but I have a sex problem? Like, I didn't do it with these women. It was consensual. I did mess with, you know what I'm saying, some of them, but it was consensual. That's what he's saying. So, I mean, obviously, at best, You know what I'm saying? At best, if you don't want to believe that all these allegations are true, at the least, you have to admit that boy have a sex problem. At least. You at least got to admit that. I don't know, man. Anyway, Watson, bad boy, he's going to sneak out tonight. He's going to tip by your window. Taysom Hill is taking up a roster spot. No, he is not. Okay, Taysom Hill is a really good football player. Quarterback, nah. Taysom Hill can play tight end and all these other things and be just as effective as any of these other guys in the league. I disagree with you on that one, Jules. We have about 100 days till Winston has to be ready to step on the field versus the Falcons. Yeah, I think he'll be ready. We got 183 people here looking at this right now, listening to it. Please hit the like button. Shout out to you, TJ. Love the show, bro. Thank you, Reed. Thanks for being here, man. Long says, TJ, what do you predict our divisional record to be? Long, I am not going to give that information. I am actually going to do a show on that as the season draws near. Okay, so I don't want to tip my hand just yet. I want to make a whole show dedicated to that particular topic. So stay locked to the State of the Saints podcast, and I get the information. Wait till after week 1 versus Atlanta to jump to conclusions about Winston. The Saints are going to be real nice this year, I do believe. Yeah, I believe too, if everything comes together. I have RoboCop or both knees, and I can still move. And got them Stone Cold Steve Austin. Got them 2 knee braces. Y'all seen Stone Cold? Stone Cold used to walk around with 2 knee braces on. Still stunning folk. Still stomping mud holes in folks and walking them dry. If he is going to move like that, at least have your homeboys hop in their DMs. Nah, look, don't move like that at all. How about that? Like, dude, man, this ain't your local homeboy, you know what I'm saying, that's working a 9 to 5 to stay alive. This is a dude that's worth over $100 million. He just signed 140, 150 million, close to $200 million contract with the Houston Texans. Most of that money was guaranteed. Look, bro, you don't need to be nowhere near nobody DMs like that. Like, seriously. Like, this dude literally had money that, you know, that automatically made him look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, how people be like, man, but I look good, but the money make me handsome or something like that. They got a song out there like that. It's kind of like what it is. Like, you moving like you broke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that, man. Like, there are ways that you could have dealt with it that would have not ended up with these allegations like that. And that would have protected you. Because now it's like, this dude can be telling the truth. He could. But nobody's going to believe him. Because the more people that come out, it's like, why would 23 people lie? Why would 23 people lie? You know what I'm saying? Now you're putting this, even if you are telling the truth, even if this is a hit job, even if this is a ambulance chasing lawyer that's defending these women, even if that was the case, you still making yourself look bad. But I have to say, I'm glad the Saints didn't sign him. I will say that. Deshaun needs to stay on social media and stay on the down low for a while. That would be his best bet. Look, but the thing about it is, Reed, like I just alluded to, and I apologize because I think it's relevant, man. The dude almost signed with the Saints, so I don't feel bad about talking about Deshaun Watson. This was a bullet that was dodged. So for some people, like, man, this ain't got nothing to do with the Saints. It kind of does, man, because they were willing to risk it all for this guy. My, did they dodge a bullet. But anyway, Deshaun Watson, to me, you know, like, there's nothing he can do about this because as the season draws near, they're going to turn up the heat. This is a strategic effort to try to make sure that he is so embarrassed and there's so much outrage by him at the thought of him even hitting the field in Cleveland that they're going to think twice about doing this. They want to do that. That's what they want. They want it to be out right now. They want it to be visible in the public eye that will shame the Cleveland Browns enough to not make him play and shame the NFL enough to not put him on the field. It's my birthday month. June 14th, save the date. Jerry, you got the same birthday as one of my older brothers. Shouts out to Sam. His birthday is June 14th. Hill will be a good tight end. Watson can have any woman he want. Basically, like it just don't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's almost like former Saint Darren Sharper. Like, I don't mind saying this. I'm comfortable with it. Dude was a handsome guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, women was like, why would he do this? This is what women was saying. Why would he go out here and feel like he have to, sexually assault women like this? Like, it just did not make any sense. Deshaun Watson was young. Dude can go to South Carolina right now. Any part. I don't care what it is. Look, dude can walk to South Carolina right now and dude wouldn't have had to pay for nothing. That's how much respect before this whole allegation thing came out. This dude could have ran for governor and won. That's how much this dude was beloved by the state. But now, I mean, because you decide to do something that ridiculous, now look at you, man. It just doesn't make sense. I believe it was consensual. These women do way worse at rap concerts. I saw it. I don't know if it was consensual or not. All right. He said it was consensual. They saying that it's not. The way he moved caused this situation for him. It caused this way for him. Like it's my word versus yours, right? It's he said, she said right now. And a court of public opinion is already out. So I don't care what they come out with. They can come out and say, oh, he didn't do anything. The court of public opinion already has found this dude guilty. So regardless, and you put yourself in this position, because even if you're not lying, you shouldn't have been moving like this, man. It was reckless, especially in a world where people are always trying to get a come up. Everybody looking to try to get a come up somewhere. You know, and they have people out here who, will do anything for a come up. And he know this. Like they have these rookie symposiums about what they expect from women and stuff like that, and be careful and make sure that you're moving like this. If you're drinking and driving, call this dude right here. If you feel like you're in a jam, call this person right here. They have these conversations, but these guys' heads are so much in the clouds because 1 minute your bank account, you probably got $50 in there, and then after you get drafted, you go from 50 to 50 million, right? Or not 50 million anymore, but 50 to 5 million, or even 15 million. You ain't listening to what they saying, and you have to learn on your own. It's unfortunate that it had to happen to him that way. Who knows what would have happened to him? Gloria Alfred always round up group women that will lie to get a bag for black men. Look, I ain't gonna touch that. I don't know who doing what. All I know is he could have moved better. Man. It was already a good move to not get Deshaun. It would have screwed us in the future. I agree with that. Slash was the true Steelers. Should have put Neil O'Donnell on the bench. Mario, it's unfortunate. Cordell Stewart came at the wrong time. He was born at the wrong time. It was a time where the stigma was on the black quarterback, that they wasn't competent or smart, didn't have the cognitive skills to be able to execute offensive plays effectively. And Cordell Stewart paid the price for it. Cordell Stewart would have been a solid quarterback in today's NFL. To me, he had a skill set that could have been polished, and I feel like Jameis is better than what Cordell was, but he kind of reminds me of him. Like they kind of had that same skill set, same build. Slash was a little bit faster. If I'm looking at a quarterback like right in my head, him and McNair maybe, Steve McNair. something like that. He could have been in that conversation like McNair. It's unfortunate, man. He just was born in the wrong era. He was just born in the wrong era. Like nobody was going to try to cater an offense around him in that era. I just don't understand. Peyton Manning can put his on it. Y'all see what it is on his trainer's face and be a Hall of Famer, but they go all in at Deshaun Watson. You have to understand the times. You got to understand the athlete. You got to understand what the possibilities. As unfair as it is, Peyton Manning, there was some allegations at the University of Tennessee against him, but it was during a time where people weren't looking at the cries of these women. I say this all the time. Like, for every woman that actually has been a victim of sexual assault, I feel for them. I understand that. Those are the individuals that I sympathize with. All right. I just think that Peyton Manning at that particular time, people weren't checking for these type of cases like they are right now. And then Peyton Manning, he reached almost like a presidential type level when it comes to like his, how he is. And at that particular time is he said, she said again, but nobody's really gonna touch that. Nobody's gonna touch that. I think that, it has a lot to do with the fact that the time that it happened. What are you talking about, Johnny Depp? Nah, I'm not talking about Johnny Depp. I couldn't even tell you what's going on. I couldn't tell you why Johnny Depp in court. I just look at the TV and I just see him in there. I'm like, whoa, I don't even know what's going on. I have yet to sit down and understand. I may have they ever thought about putting him on a lie detector test. Just probably. Maybe his lawyers don't want him to do it. But the lie detector test, there's always some wiggle room because you can always say that it's not 100% conclusive. You can always say that they could be wrong. And there have been times when they've been wrong. Some guys are narcissists. Looks don't matter. It's the mental. Yeah, some guys are narcissists. Some people don't feel like they do anything wrong. But here's the thing. If he's a narcissist, it's probably because, people think of him that way. Because it's like you're probably sympathizing with the women and him saying that I didn't do it, this didn't happen. Because you sympathize with those women, it's like, man, what a narcissist, man. He probably don't even feel that way, So, yeah, but there are some narcissists out here, man, who only think about themselves. And, yeah, man, we know how it go. Winston reminds me of Warren Moon skill set wise. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Yeah, he's a guy that reminds. Yeah, I'd say Warren Moon, guy that can throw that thing down the field. Yeah, I would. That's a fair comparison. My boy Steve McNair changed the game. Yeah, Steve McNair was. Man, yeah, he was a special quarterback, man. He was a warrior, man. That man was beat up, but he always played, man. And Tennessee loved him, man. And Mississippi loved him too, man. Alcorn, he went to Alcorn State, which is a rival of Jackson State. Man, they got so much respect and admiration for Steve McNair. I think his brother is coaching a team, if I'm not mistaken, Frank McNair. So, Slash was, Slash was throwback Lamar Jackson. Nah. Nah. I would say Randall Cunningham. I would put him like in a Randall Cunningham category. Randall Cunningham was fast it was fast, could throw the ball deep. wasn't really like he still had room to improve with some of his passes. But yeah, I would put him in that Randall Cunningham conversation. Another person who Jameis reminds me of, Dante Culpepper. Remind me of Culpepper a little bit too. Throwing the ball deep down the field. Wasn't always looking to run. Could possibly run. Right? Get your roll on. You know. He used to get his roll on. Jameis eat W's. You know. So yeah, Dante Culpepper. You can probably put him in that category too. Dang, I'm ready for some Saints football. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think it's about that time. I'm going to take a few more, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Anybody that just joined us, please hit the like button. Warren Moon looked like the dad of a sister talking about Tim Reed. I think what Tim Reed was on St. Elsewhere and also WKRP in Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken, man. Tim Reed been around for a while. And some people probably know this, some people probably don't, but he is the husband of the second Viv from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? So they've been married forever. So shouts out to Tim Reed, man. That's a legend right there. My Jameis will be ready. My God will heal Jameis. He be ready. Well, I hope he is, man. I send healing power that brother way. Lie detectors tests don't work. I passed 2 of them. Was it on Maury? The lie detector test determined that was a lie. Yeah, Culpepper is the perfect comparison to Jameis. Yeah. Look, that would be the look. I will put them in the same category because both of them have like really brilliant moments. Both of them like have really strong arms, and both of them had like a lot of potential. One of them did not live up to their potential. They rather, hang out with Cad Money, you know what I'm saying, and Pooh and Gotti in them, and not train and, and didn't take the game serious. Another guy to be determined. Shouts out to Pooh and Gotti though, Y'all remember when he was on that song, Oh Yeah, with Big Timers? Sliding on the seats, oh yeah. Yeah, you know Dante Culpepper was on there. Yeah, he was too busy rolling with Cad Money. I was out running errands. Y'all know this is the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Get your checks and come up. Yeah, man. Well, Jerry, we understand. Great show, bruh. Saints fans for life, baby. Who that? Yeah, appreciate that, Reginald. And appreciate everybody that has been here. Thank y'all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Luan Fernando out there in Brazil. He said, I'm from Brazil and I keep it real. All right, man. Shouts out to all of the Who Dat Nation members in Brazil. Shouts out to you, Luan, supporting the show out there. Really do appreciate it, man. Shouts out to everybody that's been in the chat. Actually, everybody subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you to everybody that donated to the show. Understand that some people probably listening at work probably can't, get away. Probably, trying to make sure that the boss man don't roll up on you. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I ain't get you in too much trouble. But previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Also, you can check out some of the articles that I've written in whothatdish.com. Whothatdish.com. There's an article that's out right now that just came out this morning. About Chris Olave and Jameis Winston. And also later on this afternoon, I want to say 5 Central Standard Time. There's another article that I wrote about 3 Saints players that can find themselves down the depth chart. So make sure that y'all check out that article. Tell me what you think. Like and share the articles. Thank you all for those that have been hitting me up saying that they enjoy the articles. It's different for me, man. Hopefully I get a little bit better at it. I hope everybody enjoyed it. It's something new that I'm taking on. I'm enjoying it very much, and thank you all so much that have been supportive of that. Make sure that you follow the State of the Saints podcast on Facebook, facebook.com, search the State of the Saints podcast. There is a new State of the Saints podcast Facebook page out there right now that is available. The old one was hacked into. They got a lot of spam on there. I encourage everybody, if you have not already, unfollow that page. I have absolutely no control over that anymore. I lost it with my last Facebook page. But the new State of the Saints podcast Facebook page that is available, I think it is right now, it probably has about 550 people that's on it. That's the right one. That's the one that you should be following. Thank you all so much. Have a good morning, noon, night, whenever you're checking out this podcast. And like always, all I got to say is, who dat?